So we're going to interlink our fingers behind our head like this, and we're just going to breathe shortly. So you inhale for 3 seconds and you exhale for 3 seconds. Now as you inhale, you take your head up to the sky, and as you exhale, round your back. Inhale. Exhale. So just flow with your breath. You find that as you keep doing this, you're able to extend your head further up and round your back further down. So this is a very good neck and shoulder stretch. So we're going to do this 3 more times. Now when you're done with this pose, you're going to come on all fours. Get your wrists underneath your shoulders and just keep your back straight. Can you see me?
I can see you, but your hand down and you can't see. Oh, yes. You can see you
So we're going to tuck our toes under and lift our bum up to the sky and just rest in downward dog. Hugging your belly. Now you're going to take your right leg forward and stand up. Take your hands up to the sky. And just breathe in this position, hugging your belly. Now come back to your downward dog. Take your left foot forward. Hands up to the sky. Hugging your belly and just breathe. And come back to your downward dog. Take your right foot forward again. Hands up to the sky. Then you're going to bring your palms down to your heart like this. And lean forward. Now twist your upper body. Let your elbow rest on your knee. Take your gaze up to the sky or to the ceiling. And just breathe here, hugging your belly. So this pose really stretches out the lower back, stretches out the hip. Now come back up. Palms down, step back to downward dog. Take your left foot forward, crescent lunge, hands up to the sky, hugging your belly. Now bring your palms to your heart center. Lean forward and twist. Get your right elbow on your left knee. Take your gaze up to the sky or ceiling, hugging your belly, and notice that stretch in your hip. Come back up. Place your palms down on the mat and step back to downward dog. In your downward dog, let your head hang heavily. And step your right foot forward again. Make sure that your knee is directly over your ankle. Hugging your belly. Take your hands up to the sky. Bring your palms down to your heart center. Lean forward. Twist to get your elbow on your knee. Face up to the sky. Come back up to center. Palms down to the mat. Step back to your downward dog. By now you should be feeling your heart rate coming up slowly. Take your left foot forward. Hands up to the sky. Make sure that your hips are facing the front. Don't twist your body. Keep your hips in front. Hands to your heart. Lean forward and twist. Right elbow on your left knee. Hugging your belly here. Place your palm down on the mat and step back to your downward dog. You don't have to go so far. You can step your foot forward. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Now from this position, step your right foot. Take your hands up to the sky. Now you're going to spin your back heel down. Instead of having it up like this, you spin it down. And then you take your hands out to the side and look over your right hand. This is your warrior two position. Make sure that your hands are the same length, the same height as your shoulders. And you look over your right hand. Now bring your right hand down. Keep your left hand up to the sky and look up to your left thumb. Side angle. So this is a very good hip stretching pose. Now step back down to downward dog. Are you following? Take your left foot forward. Hands up to the sky. Now you spin your back heel down. Keep your front knee bent. Your knee directly over your ankle. Your left hand in front and your right hand behind. Gaze over your left hand. Hugging your belly. Now you get your left hand down to the mat and your right hand up to the sky and look up towards your left hand, your right hand, I mean. Keep your front knee bent. So you are stretching out the side of your body in side angle. Now bring your right, step your foot back to downward dog. Take your your right foot forward again. Take your hands up to the sky, crescent lunge. Keeping your hips in front, not to the side. Keep it squared in front. Take your hands up to the sky. And then you spin your back heel down. Take your arms out to the side. Turn your right palm to face up, and then you take it over your head. So we're reversing our warrior. So you keep your left hand close to your knee and just stretch the front side of your body. Keep your knee bent and just breathe. Now bring both palms down to the mat and step back to your downward dog. Take your left foot forward, crescent lunge, hands up to the sky. Remember to keep your hips squared to the front. Now spin your back heel down, taking your arms out to the side. Look over your left hand. Now spin your left palm up to face the ceiling or the sky. Take your left hand over your head, keeping your right hand close to your knee. Keep your front knee bent and just stretch it out. Breathe in your reversed warrior. Take your hands down and step back to your downward dog. Now bring your knee down to the mat. Take your knees wide to the edge of the mat. Get your big toes to touch each other. And then you sit on your heels. Now extend your body to the mat. And just relax in child's pose. So just catch your breath in child's pose. Now take your left hand underneath your right armpit. Let your head rest on the side. And then you take your right hand up. Come back to center. Take your right hand underneath your left armpit. Take your left hand up to the sky, resting on the side of your head. Now come back to your child's pose. So both hands long in front of you. head on the mat. That's your forehead on the mat. Make sure that you're still sitting on your heels. And just relax in child's pose. Now take your hands behind you. So you interlink your fingers like this again, behind you, while in child's pose, and just breathe. So we're opening up the chest. Now try to take your hand up behind you, slowly, to open up the chest more. Take it as far as you can go. And bring it back down. Take your hands long in front of you. Back to your child's pose. Just rest in child's pose. Now come back to your downward dog. Come kneeling on the mat. Now take your hands on your bum. Push your bum forward and let your head roll back. Come back up center. Hands on the mat. Come back to your downward facing dog. Now walk your feet to your hands, to the front of the mat. And then you come sitting on your mat, and then you lie down. Lift your bum up to the sky. Support your lower back if you need to, or you can just keep your hands like this. Come back to the mat. We're going to take another bridge pose. So you roll your hips up as high as you can. You can interlink your fingers underneath to give you more of a stretch, so you can roll your hips forward even more. Make sure you are pushing from your feet. and come back to the mat. So from this position, lift your hips up, drop your hips to the left and bring your feet to the right, bending your knees. Take your arms out beside you and just gaze away from your knees. Make sure your shoulders are on the mat, both of them. So we're going to change sides. Come back to center. Take your legs long in front of you. Take your hands long beside you. Let your feet fall to the side with your heels touching. Your palms facing up. And just relax. Now when you're ready, roll over to your right side. Come up to a seated position. And just observe your breath. Now interlink your thumbs. Take your hands up to the sky. As you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, just roll to your right. Come back to center. Exhale, and as you inhale, hands up to the sky. And as you exhale, roll over to the left. Take your hands up to the sky, inhale. And as you exhale, just bring your palms down to rest on your knees. How do you feel so far? Hope you enjoyed this session. So just observe your breath. We're already at the end. I hope you enjoyed this session.